This is Butterscotch, and she's going to help us demonstrate how to appropriately bandage feet on a guinea pig. We sometimes have to do this for different reasons, and you might be asked to do it at home, so we want to make sure everyone's comfortable. As far as supplies go, either the veterinarian will send home or instruct you on what to purchase from the pharmacy, whichever one you usually go to. Padding is super important, so we have cast padding. She has little tiny feet, so I've cut it into strips and rolled it out to make it easier for me to apply to her. And this is going to add the padding that she needs for her feet. And then we have, this is PetFlex or Vet Wrap, or Coflex is another brand you might see if you buy it from the pharmacy, and it's just a stretchy bandage material that sticks to itself, and this is going to be the exterior of the bandage. It's going to protect the padding. And then we have an adhesive tape. This is called Elasticon. There are other tapes you can find at the pharmacy too, but we like this one because it's very sticky and doesn't tend to come off real easily. And this is what's going to hold the shoe in place on her feet. And I have pre-cut strips for everything in advance also. It's really important to make sure that you have all of your supplies ready in advance so that you don't stress your pet out by having them in hand longer than you need to, because a lot of them don't like having these shoes put on. The other thing to keep in mind is that your doctor may recommend putting on a salve of some kind on the foot if there's an infection or an open wound, and you'd want to make sure that you put that on before putting on the bandage, or if they instruct you to soak in an Epsom salt bath or anything like that. So we're going to show you how you would pick up your little guinea pig friend. This is a two-person job. One person is going to hold the guinea pig, and how they're being held is in a manner that supports their bottom so that they don't have any dangling feet. And then we're going to support the front end and make sure that they feel secure and they're not scared like they're going to fall. This also provides us with view of all 4 feet, and whichever one you need to bandage should be accessible to you. So I'm going to do a back foot so that it's easy to see. And I'm going to start with our padding. I would put, if I needed to put a cream or anything on, I would put that on first. And then I'm going to start at the toes. And what I often do is just kind of hold behind the feet so she can't kick too much, because sometimes when they kick, they can pull their foot right out of the bandage. And
I'm going to see. What I'm going to do is I'm going to balance her a little bit more so her butt is still supported by the table. I know, sweetheart. And we have some pre-assembled treats for her, and I think we might be able to get her to stay still. Oh, look at that.
And this is a good trick at home, as if your pet doesn't want to hold still, distracting them with something that they really enjoy is a good way to make it a positive experience, but also distract them so you can get the job done. And I'm just carefully and gently wrapping her foot in the cast padding. I'm not pulling too tight. We don't want to cut off circulation. I'm just laying it over the foot and working my way up, and I'm literally creating a little boot, so I'm going up her ankle a bit. And this way she has padding all the way down her feet. And then I'm gonna remove the excess and make sure that it's all stuck on, and you can see her entire foot is covered. I've left her little toenails out. It's a good way to make sure that you aren't making your bandage too tight, is to leave the toes exposed so that you can see that they aren't turning colors or looking swollen. And then I'm gonna take the outer bandage material and I'm gonna do the same thing. This material, it is really easy to make too tight because it is so stretchy, so I'm gonna just make sure I do the same thing where I just lay it over the foot instead of pulling it. I'm not pulling it tight at all. I'm just laying it over.
Sorry.
And I'm working my way up the foot and then up the ankle, just like I did with the padding. So she has little tiny shoes for her feet. There we go. And then to keep these in place, because it's really easy for them to pull their feet out, I'm going to take a piece of the adhesive tape and I'm going to go 50% on the bandage material and 50% onto her leg and wrap it all the way around. And this is going to be what keeps it in place. Now, what I like to do, just to kind of help keep the shoe in place, is I like to put a little sole on, and I'm going to go part way onto the adhesive tape down here and then part way onto the shoe, and that's going to help hold the whole thing together also. And that's going to help protect the bottom of the shoe, because they walk in their own feces, but also keep it in place.